Hey guys, it's Gaz. Welcome to Warframe video. So today I'm going to show you what I believe to be the best all-around amp for all content in Warframe currently. So we got the new parts for Fortuna, we got some new scaffolds, some new braces, some new prisms, blah blah blah. But I've done a lot of theory crafting and testing, and I have one that is good for all types of content you would use an amp for. Those being Kuva missions to destroy the Kuva clouds, Eidolon fights to break his shield, also the Prophet Taker Orb to cycle his shield. So the parts that we're using for this amp that I have are the Lega Prism, so it's a flamethrower. It's got decent range, honestly, for a flamethrower, and it has decent crit and status with this build. So this is really good for normal missions. It actually can kill enemies up to a pretty decent level when armor's not involved, but even when armor is involved, we have a arcane called Virtuous Trojan that actually gives you viral damage on your amp. So I was running that earlier, and I was actually doing really good in missions against Armored Grineer. Okay, so we're using the Lega Prism, and then we're also using the Shraksun Scaffold, so the Tier 2 Scaffold from Certus, the old part. It fires a projectile that explodes, has pretty good damage, and the main reason we're using the Shraksun Scaffold is because it's really good against the Eidolon shield. It's also very good against Kuva clouds in Kuva Siphon missions. So the reason this is really good against the Eidolon shield is, for one, you can fire it through a Volt shield no problem to get a critical damage buff. It's got decent range, and it also does multiple hits on the Eidolon per shot. So the reason we're not using the new Tier 7 Scaffold, which could potentially give you more damage, is because, honestly guys, it's a gigantic pain in the butt to use it against the Eidolon. You would need to be telling your Volt to basically put his shields underneath the Eidolon's leg, so the Eidolon will basically be stepping on the shields. You can actually explode it on your shield. It's really annoying, and the amount of extra effort you put into that, it doesn't feel worth it to me. To use something that's this is just so much easier to use, and you have enough damage to one-shot his shield anyway. And with our, we're also using the Certus Brace, so that means that we actually have increased critical chance compared to the old Tier 3 Scaffold, or Tier 3 Brace, which was the low rend. So the parts are, you can't really link, there's a bug right now where I can't link my amp, but the parts are Lega Prism, Shraksun Scaffold, and then the Certus Brace. Okay, so we're going to quickly do a test against an Eidolon shield. I'm going to bring Virtuous Shadow, and I'm going to also take it to the orb, so I can show you guys what I mean about how good this is against breaking that orbs, or rotating that orb shield. Okay, so let's make sure it's night on Certus. It is night. It just became night. Perfect. So I haven't done an Eidolon fight for a while, so we're not gonna do all of them. I'm just going to show how it works with a little bit of a Void Strike stack, also with Virtuous Shadow procced. Okay, I'm also solo. I have done a solo Tridolon before. It's just it's not really something I'm planning on doing all the time. But it is kind of fun. It's a nice test for yourself. Okay, so here he is. Hello there. Okay, let's get our Void Strike stacked up. Okay, we got our Virtuous Shadow. So it does do self-damage. You need to be careful about that. I missed that. Darn. See, I'm really rusty at doing this. So what we're getting here from the new brace is some crit consistency. We're getting about, I think it's 8% more crit chance. And we are dropping a shield pretty fast right now. The other good thing about this Tier 6 Prism, the Flamethrower, is if we have Void Strike stacks we don't want to be having anymore, we can actually get rid of them really quickly with the fast firing mode that it has. So I did a lot of theory crafting, guys. The Tier 7 Prism is really cool, and I wish it was better. It's so terrible with an energy economy right now. You basically go through all of your energy instantly with that. And yeah, that's not really something I can get on board with. Just for general use, the sustained DPS you get from the Flamethrower is so nice. Okay, so we basically just did standard stuff there. We just had more crit consistency. Alright, so let's go check the orb out really quick. I hope that was useful information to you guys. I didn't really show the Prism getting rid of the Void Strike stacks really quickly, but it is really nice, honestly. Like, if you have some excess Void Strike stacks you don't want anymore, you can get rid of them instantly with this Flamethrower. Also, like, the Flamethrower is really cool for normal missions because the damage is there. I mean, and with the good ammo economy it has, you can fire that thing for like a good 10 seconds before it has to like recharge. So against the infested, like any normal, like while I was in the Slamacrum earlier, I was using it against level 100 enemies. Like I just put that in the video, and it was killing them pretty easily. So if those guys are level 50 or under, they are insta-dead pretty much to the amp. So it's got AoE, it's got infinite punch through. It's basically an Ignis Wraith, but it doesn't have mods for it. Okay, so I bought Virtuous Trojan earlier today to give it viral damage, and that was really good in missions. So I think we got something pretty special here. Alright, so I'm just going to quickly show what I mean about cycling the orb shield. Also, guys, thank you so much for everyone that came over from Tactical Potato's channel. That was a really awesome shout-out. I've been watching his videos for like years, I want to say, and yeah, he's really funny, and that was really honestly super unexpected, and I really appreciate that. So, if you guys aren't subscribed to Tactical Potato, he's a huge Warframe. He's probably the biggest Warframe YouTuber. Definitely go check out his channel if for some reason you don't know him for whatever reason. Okay, that is out of the way. So here we go. We're gonna rotate his shield to see we got the radiation. Now we can just hold the Flamethrower on his face until the moment it's rotatable again. See there? We already, like, the moment it was available to be rotated, we had the Flamethrower on his face, and it was sticking him, so. With the Tier 7 Scaffold, you have, or Tier 7 Prism, you have reduced range. Also, the energy economy is terrible. You can basically fire that thing for a few seconds before, actually, it might even be less than a few seconds. Now, the damage is fine here. We can kill these ads with the amp, no problem. It's just really good all around, guys. Okay. I'm not going to fight this with Volt right now. Alright, I hope that was useful. We can do a Kuva Flood really quick, too. I don't think this video's been taking too long. Man, dying in Arcwing is annoying, isn't it? Let's do a quick Kuva mission so I can show you the potential this has in Kuva missions. Don't you dare kill me while I'm loading out. There we go. Also, guys, I saw Aquaman today. That was a pretty good movie. I was really surprised because DC movies usually have a certain quality to them, and this one wasn't like a groundbreaking, amazing movie, but it had really cool special effects in it. Okay, so let's do this Rescue Kuva Flood. I'm actually going to switch my Amp Arcane to Virtuous Trojan so we can get the viral damage in here. And I actually am just testing out right now to have a rank 1 version of it, so half of our damage is viral. See how it's 300 viral, 300 void? If I was to fully upgrade this, it would be 100% viral. But I wanted to test it out just to see how it would go. Alright, so let's just quickly do this Kuva Flood. It's on Mars, which is unfortunate, but, you know, can't really get what you want all the time. So yeah, like I said, the really good thing about this amp for Kuva is the Tier 2 Scaffold. I've used the Tier 2 Scaffold for Kuva missions a lot.
This is a rescue mission.
And it goes through walls. You can basically, you don't even need to see where the Kuva cloud is. You just fire it in the general direction you hear it coming from, and you'll usually kill it. It's got about like a 15-ish meter area that it can hit the Kuva cloud in. This is perfect.
Those are the Queen's thoughts. What are they up to?
But yeah, so the main problem with the Tier 7 Scaffold, the higher damage and higher crit one is like, the ease of use is definitely not there. So here's the, yeah, look at this, we're just like toasting this level 80 Grenier with the viral damage. Yeah, that's really nice. So yeah, you potentially, like, if you have a very, very organized squad for Eidolons, you could potentially use the Tier 7 Scaffold, but for general player base, I'm going to say no. It's really not worth the extra effort you have to go through to use it. Okay, so we basically just, we hear where the Kuva's coming from, we jump in that direction and just like one-shot it, no problem. the flamethrower does not go through walls. So they nerfed the Ignis a while ago, that the flamethrower does not go through walls, and that's the case with this as well. Okay, so also the really nice thing about the tier 2 scaffold is you can actually kill the Kuva while it's stuck in a wall, which does happen quite often. So yeah, the tier 2 scaffold, it was honestly the first amp part I ever built, way back like last year, and it became the meta randomly. I'm like, oh yeah, well that's the amp I've been using the whole time, guys. So yeah, it's really good. People use it for a reason. Enemies are just not spawning. That's okay. Let's show that range for the flamethrower. How far away was that? Like 25 meters, basically.
Useless.
That's really good range. I was gonna say pretty good range, but that's a considerable amount of range for a flamethrower, especially one that does viral. I want to find other enemies so we can kill him with his amp. There we go. So good for Kuva, guys.
Siphon! I can't believe
Okay,
how useless
so,
you
I mean, we
are.
could kill that guy, but
For
we're gonna let him
execution
live and tell
at
his friends about what happened here today.
Good work, Tenno. We need to do
So be like,
everything
oh
we can
shit,
to stop the queens
the,
from gathering any more Kuva.
the 6-2-7 amp is super good. Did you know that Grenier guy that I'm talking to? Well, now you know, because I'm viral procced. Alright, so let's quickly
You
knock
are
out this
approaching
mission,
the holding area.
and we will end the
Careful.
video.
If the wardens detect you, they will surely initiate the
Also, guys, I'm
execution
trying to learn how to
sequence.
do some video editing, so if you have any tips for a program that I should get into to try video editing, please let me know in the
hostage is
comments.
almost out of time.
Because,
Hurry.
yeah, it doesn't seem too insanely difficult, but I've never done it before, so it's gonna be like me wandering around in that program trying to figure out what's going on. But I can probably figure it out, no problem.
You've located the hostage. Escort the prisoner to the extraction
Let's
point.
actually take quickly
I'll
just
take care of the
hit some of these
rest.
guys with the viral amp.
Got an extra weapon? They won't just let us walk out of here.
So that's an Eximus unit. See, we're not really dealing that much damage to these guys, but honestly, I don't think you should be using the amp on this level of enemy. Like, it's doing okay damage, but it's not really anything to write home about. We have no corrosive projection equipped right now either. And the self-damage is definitely there. That guy's gonna bleed out, isn't he? Let's see if we can get to the extraction without rezzing him, because I don't want to res him right now. Okay. That was pretty rough. He actually might die here. So close. Let's get there. Let's get there. Oh no! No! We were so close.
Mission is a failure.
Oh, that was really dumb of me. But oh well, guys. What are you gonna do? You guys have a nice night. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'd like to quickly show the parts one more time before we end it, just so it's quite clear. Alright, so the parts we are using on this amp that I believe is the best are Lega Prism, Certus Brace, Shraksun Scaffold. Okay, so we got 28% crit on the flamethrower and 40% crit on the secondary. Alright guys, you have a nice night. Please like, favorite, subscribe. Thanks for everyone that subscribed lately. I really appreciate it. I'm going to try to improve the quality of the videos in the future, and all the support is greatly appreciated, guys. Have a nice night. Bye.